a little bit about my background. I was a consulting engineer for about a dozen years before I went into academics, and I actually ran a graduate program for about a dozen years before I finally got my dream job at Gonzaga. And transportation engineering is thinking about how we plan for the transportation system. So a lot of similarities to what Dr. Schultz was talking about, and thinking about, energy usage. Certainly we use a lot of energy in moving people and goods around. And then designing the facility. So how does the facility actually work, the engineering, and working with the construction, like Dr. Mazinski said. And then my field is more in the operations side. So how do we operate the facility? And in particular, what's exciting is thinking about emerging technologies. So I do a lot of research in a field called connected vehicle technology, which is how we can use vehicle communications to operate our system more safely. And so I work on a project that's one of only 3 pilot deployment projects of this technology by the U.S. Department of Transportation. And so we have a 400-mile corridor that experiences a lot of freight traffic and very high crash rates and really severe weather. And so we're looking at how technology can really improve the efficiency, but most importantly, reduce the number of serious and fatal crashes. So for the last 5 years, we've been working with vendors, deploying technology, making sure that instrumentation that we put in these freight trucks does not cause distraction. And what's been exciting is I've been able to really involve students here at Gonzaga. So we go out to the corridor, we work with the agencies, and usually have kind of a subset of the problem. And we also work with research institutions. So looking at, we see some pictures here of my Gonzaga students working in driver simulators. So we need to really make sure that we test this technology out before we implement it in the vehicles. And so there's a lot of driver simulator training where you can look at eye pass and level of distraction, but also make sure that the information that they're getting in their cab is something that they understand and is actionable. So that's been an exciting project that will keep going. And so on the other end of the spectrum is I also do a lot of work in what we call active transportation. So how we can look at our urban areas to encourage other modes of transportation besides vehicles. So here's a bunch of pictures on, promotion of bike facilities and pedestrian facilities and sort of walkability. There's lots of reasons beyond energy and safety. There's public health reasons. There's also a lot of social equity issues involved with that. So some of the things that working in the community of Spokane with my students, we go out in the field and we build pop-up infrastructure. So here we're doing a test of a cycle track right adjacent to campus, and we put this out in the field, and the students got to not only like hands-on paint using temporary paint, but we also did a lot of evaluations of that. Sometimes I want them to think beyond facilities that they might be have experience with. So we'll hook things up to VR, and that student is riding the streets of Copenhagen and seeing what different types of transportation systems can feel like. And then we do lots and lots of analysis, and this is just one of the examples we did of looking at some commute options here in Spokane.